Hello, Kristina here. It's time for a new manicure, so I'm going to take off this beautiful orangey red color called Galactic Fire. I'm just taking it off with some regular nail polish remover. And now I've got clean nails, and I'm going to go in with my basic prep for any Dazzle Dry manicure. I'm starting out with the base coat, which is perfectly clear in the bottle. Your base coat needs to be warmed up in some warm or warmish hot water, and then you can put on your base coat. I let the base coat dry for a few minutes, and then I came in with my first layer of Transform. Transform is Dazzle Dry's Ridge Filler, and it really smooths out any imperfections on your nail bed and makes everything nice and glossy. Transform does need to dry for 5 minutes before moving on. And so I let it sit for 5 minutes and then came in with a second coat of Transform. This really makes sure everything is nice and smooth. And I'm going to let this dry for 5 minutes as well. Now, the design that I'm doing today is directly inspired by this one I found on Instagram from this amazing nail account. You can see the name up there. I love it so much. So I picked out some colors. The first color is Faith. It's a nice pale purple or a lavender shade. And I'm painting this purple shade on my pinky, my pointer finger, and also my thumb. Those are the only 3 nails on each hand that will have this purple shade. For the other 2 fingers, I'm using Prima Ballerina, also from Dazzle Dry. Now, Prima Ballerina is a beautiful, very pale sheer pink shade. I know a lot of Dazzle Dry enthusiasts love it for a French manicure or kind of like that clean aesthetic that everyone's talking about these days. It's a great color. It's a really good staple color, especially since Dazzle Dry nail polish doesn't stain your nails. So that nice white color on your nails will show through that sheer shade. So then I came in with a second coat of each one of these colors. So I used Faith on top of those fingernails, and then I came back in with Prima Ballerina on the other 2, just to get everything nice and smooth. Faith was almost a 1-coater, but just to smooth everything out, I decided to do 2 coats. I then came in with an angled brush. This is actually an eyebrow brush with some acetone and just cleaned up anything. So for the colors for the flowers on the middle nails, I'm using the color Party Dress. At first, I started using a toothpick to try to kind of paint on the petals of the flower. And this worked okay. I think in a pinch, this would probably work okay. I found it a little bit challenging. So eventually, I switched to a very, very small nail brush. And I was able to have a little bit more control over exactly where those petals were being placed. So that's what I did. And I wanted to show you how slowly I was painting these flowers because in a lot of these videos online, there's, footage that's sped up and everything's very quick and cut. But painting these flowers actually does take a little bit of time. So if you're a little bit on the slower side, painting, freehand on your nails, that is totally normal. I then grabbed the color Soft Caress. This is one of my most favorite pink shades. It's a very cool toned pink. It's great for those of us with cool skin tones. And I painted on a couple more flowers on each nail. So after I had all the Soft Caress flowers painted, I came in with White Lightning, which is Dazzle Dry's pure white shade. And I added that on to kind of fill out those areas on the nail. So for the white flower, I had a center of the flower that was that party dress color. And for the centers of the other flowers, I used White Lightning. And then I added some additional little dots, just like on that inspiration photo that I showed. So once I had all those little dots on there, kind of filling in the gaps between the flowers, then I came in with just a few extra petals, just to kind of fill out that area. In a couple spots, kind of added some more petals to the flowers. Now, I did put another base coat just on top of these painted flowers, just because sometimes, it really depends, but sometimes I can get a little bit of smearing when I have a thicker nail polish for nail art. And I discovered that Dazzle Dry's base coat really holds everything and locks it in place. I let that dry for a few minutes, and then I came back in with top coat. And as far as top coat goes, I did 2 layers of top coat with no drying time in between or any waiting time in between. I do that for all of my Dazzle Dry manicures. I do 2 layers of top coat with no drying in between, and it gives me the most perfect glossy shine that lasts for days. Normally I leave a manicure on for an entire week because it can last that long with no chipping whenever I use Dazzle Dry. I absolutely love this nail polish product.